From the dashboard, you will see all of your courses, and you're going to select our class. And I'm going to switch over to student view so I see what you see. And so this is hopefully what it looks like. Now, I will tell you that if you are in the mobile app, the announcement is not going to display. So you'll have to click on announcements to read it. But this is something you should probably look at right away. So we're going to select it. And basically, in Canvas, courses are organized by modules. And right now, I have a Canvas orientation module open and also the lesson 1 module open. So they are both published. You will not be able to see any content until it is published. If you are not familiar with Canvas and you are a returning student, I highly recommend going through the orientation. And it won't take you very long, but just so you know where things are. And I'm going to kind of show you how I have organized the class, but instructors can organize their classes differently. Classes actually start on Saturday, but you guys will have access the day before. And there is nothing due until September 4th. So, if I open our handy dandy calendar here, that is a Wednesday after Labor Day. Okay. At the top of each of the modules is a lesson overview, and that pretty much summarizes everything that you're going to be working on in that lesson. Below that is where you found this, which is a video overview. So, you guys can decide which one you prefer. I will tell you this first video is going to be longer because I'm explaining Canvas to you. The due dates are displayed below each assignment, and there's actually a couple different ways that you can see the assignments, the points, and all of that. It's explained in the syllabus. On the home page, I have links to different modules, but again, those links are only going to work if the modules are published. And here's our syllabus. Okay, and the textbook for this class is an ebook published by Kendall Hunt. The fastest way to get the redemption code is to get it directly from them. And I do have a link. Okay, and you'll notice that I did write this book for the MNMC students. I am not getting any royalties. So that also brought the cost down for you. And so you'll notice this is the lowest possible price. And so this is what it costs. And you can actually print out all of the pages from the book. There is another video that kind of walks you through how to enter the redemption code and how to use Vital Source, which is where the book is located. Okay, the bookstore is also selling the book. I have no idea what they're charging. Usually there is a markup. So, it just depends on where you purchase the book as far as how much it costs. If you are a live stream student, then you do need to attend class on Monday, Wednesday from 3:10 to 5:10. Typically, I cover material on Monday, and we usually finish before 5:10. And so if students have questions, they can stick around and ask. If you want to get started on the assignment, that's fine. You are always welcome to stay in Zoom and work on things, but I don't force students to stay in Zoom and work on assignments. So it's, whatever you're most comfortable with. I will be in Zoom for the entire class. So if it doesn't matter if you're an online student or if you're a live stream, if you need help and it's our class time and I'm not covering material, right? If it's lab, you can, pop in and ask questions. Typically, Wednesdays are lab days. So the live streamers do need to show up at 3:10. I take attendance, ask if anybody has questions, and then, I pretty much let you work in Zoom or outside of Zoom. As far as how to get to the live stream, the home page is the place that you can go, and I have inserted lots of links for you. So these are quick links, and this one will open up Zoom. Okay, so that is probably the fastest way to get into Zoom. You'll notice that I've got a link to my announcements, also to the student discussion lounge. So this is a place for you guys to post to each other. Discord and LinkedIn are two of our social media sites. And you can actually follow NMC and find out about different events. And you can also find out about our industry night outs. I believe we are going to bring back the CIT Fun Night, which is awesome because we basically go to places like Incredible Mo's, We Bowl, we do laser tag, all sorts of fun stuff. And so all of that information is posted to our social media. And I usually also send an announcement out. I do have a link to the Vital Source bookshelf here too. So if you click on that, you're going to have an account, but you sign in. This is where you will go to redeem the code for the book. And then you can simply click on the book. And this is where you will read it from. And you can print an unlimited number of pages. And you will notice as you go through here, and I do explain this in a different tutorial, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it now. But in order to keep the price down, I did have to link to examples. So if you click on the links, they take you to external pages that are examples, and they have their own videos. Okay, so this was, again, just to keep the number of pages low, because the price is based on the number of pages. So you're going to notice a lot of links because I was trying to save you guys money. Let's see, we'll go back. So the home page, which is where we were at. Oh, come on. Well, I will do it this way. NMC, this is a shortcut into Canvas. NMC.instructure. Let me go to courses. Here we go. I'm still in student view. All right, so homepage. Here we are again. So we got the quick links, and then I have module links. And so I've kind of grouped the modules into different lessons. And so the orientation for our course is what you're going to do first. And then we get into structured programming basics. This link is going to take you to lesson 2. And then below lesson 2 is lessons 3 and 4. That we get into kind of more intermediate coding. So that's lessons 5 through 8. This link is to lesson 5. And then we get into object-oriented programming, which is lessons 9 and 10. This is to the final exam. And also it takes you to the final coding project. And then this is the Canvas orientation that I was talking about. Anything that is not published. So this is not published yet. So when you click on that, it's just going to say access denied. Okay. And that's because it's not published. So that's pretty much the homepage. I did include at the bottom some course resource links. Here's a link to information from Microsoft on Visual Studio. If you have a wheel on your mouse, you can always click on that wheel and open any of these links in a new page. So you'll get them in a new tab. Okay, so all of these I think are pretty useful. So if there's anything that you're confused about, obviously you can ask me, and I'm happy to go over anything, and I can explain it multiple different ways for you. But these are also resources that you could use. The syllabus. So the syllabus has got the live stream office hours. Okay, so this is when I'm in, basically I'm just kind of hanging out, in Zoom, waiting for you guys to come in and ask me questions. So those are posted here. I've got our book. Again, here's a link to the book, and you can purchase it directly from the publisher or from the bookstore. For the software, if you are a PC user, you should use Visual Studio. If you're a Mac user, Visual Studio is no longer supported, so you will have to use VS Code. For this class, you will be able to do everything in VS Code. For the next class, which is CIT 195, you'll be able to do 75% in VS Code. But it's when we start working with frameworks that have back-end databases that you are going to have a problem on a Mac, because a Mac does not have a back-end database. If you are really, really good on the computer and you're comfortable with entering things in at a command line, then there is a program called Docker that you could use, and you can create your own database in Docker. It's a container program. So you would put the database in there, you would put, all of your project from VS Code in there, and any dependency that VS Code needs to run has to be in Docker, and then it should work. But I'm telling you, it is 100 times more difficult to do framework projects that way than it is using Visual Studio, because Visual Studio has menus and it generates the code for you. That's one of the beauties of Visual Studio. Okay, so I'm just kind of giving you a heads up on this if you're a Mac user. As far as live streaming, you do need the Zoom client, which I'm assuming you all have. If you don't, you can download it. You do need access to Canvas, and you don't have to go to, right now, I don't know if they'll change this, but for now, you do not have to go through my.nmc.edu. You can just go directly to this site, and then it will have you do a logon. And then you've got your NMC email. If you do not have reliable internet at home, you can always connect from the NMC parking lots, or you can use the computer labs. And I do have a link to the labs here. As far as the Visual Studio program, it is installed in the Student Success Center on the business computers. And I believe there's 5 business computers, and those are the ones that you have to use. I will let you guys read through our general ed outcomes and our significant learning outcomes. We do assess critical thinking in this class. And then as far as other skills that you will gain, that is what our significant learning outcomes cover. Grading and assignment information. So this kind of breaks down where the points are in this class. Total points is 1,000. And I grade on percentages. This is the grading scale for the business division. And 95 to 100% is a 4 point, 90 to 94 is a 3.5, 85 to 89% is a 3.0. And this is how it translates into points. And as far as the assignments and exams go, we do have due dates. And Canvas actually is super flexible as far as where you can find the due dates. Below each assignment, you will see a due date and the number of points. But also if you select calendar, and you aren't going to see it under month, but you will see it under week. Of course, nothing is assigned yet because school hasn't started. So let me see, where do we even have something due? All right, so it does look like 11:59 p.m. is when things are due. So you can see that we do have some things due here. Okay. And so, whoopsie. That is the calendar. So that's another place that you can see it. And actually the daily agenda might even be better. Yeah. So, if you look at every day, go into the agenda here, it actually lists everything out. And the cool thing is that once you complete something, you submit it, it crosses it out so you know you've done it. So I think this will be super handy for you guys. All right, so now I'm going to go back into the course, back into the syllabus. And so that is our due dates and the assignments. Another place where you can find the assignments is going into the assignment tab. I'm going to open this in a separate little tab here. And here you just see upcoming assignments. And this is the same way that they are displayed in modules. So you are going to see the due date, due time, and the number of points. Okay, and you haven't turned this in yet, or this fake student hasn't turned anything in. Here the fake student did do the understanding check. They got 10 out of 10. Haven't turned anything in. That's why it's got a dash. Once these get turned in and I grade them, you will see actual points there. As far as the reading and the assignments goes, each week, and I'm going to go into the modules and show you this. Here's the Canvas one. We'll close that up. Here's our first week. This overview is the first thing that you're going to look at. Okay, and this kind of shows you what we're going to be doing for the week. Normally, the video will just kind of talk about what's in the overview. This is longer because I'm going over Canvas. And then you will basically be completing these activities, right? So you are going to read the course and college syllabus, and then you're going to take the syllabus quiz. This you can take an unlimited number of times. So you all should get all the points on that. Then you're going to complete the discussion. So if we go back here, orientation discussion, I did put an example in here for you guys to look at. You're basically introducing yourself. And I can see we've already got some students in here, which is awesome. And so here is me. And so you can see I actually took this as an opportunity to introduce myself to you. Right. And then let's see, as we go through here, here are the chapter 1 reading instructions. Okay. And so, watch the video, how to access the ebook. So this is that ebook video I was telling you about. Chapter 1, getting started. This goes over the first chapter with you. It does not go through the coding examples. Those have separate videos. And the understanding check is on concepts that are in the chapter. This is formatted similar to the way your Certiport certification exams are going to be. They don't just have true, false, and multiple choice questions. I try to give you similar questions to what you're going to see on those tests, so that when you take those tests, you do better. As far as installing your IDE, PC users are going to be using Visual Studio Community 2022. Mac users are going to be using VS Code. This has instructions, and then there's also links to videos. Once you've got your software installed and it's correct, you can move on to the lab assignment. And the lab assignment also has a bunch of exercises that you will click on the link. And then there is a video that kind of explains what you need to do here as well. And I did try to give examples, of what this looks like in Visual Studio and what this looks like in VS Code. Okay, just, for the people using VS Code. And so then once you finish, these are the instructions as far as what you need to do to turn the assignment in. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the first week. I did give you some additional resources that you guys certainly can review. I try to do that every week. So if you're fuzzy on anything, there is more for you to look at. So that is pretty much the course. As I said, you're not going to see things in these different areas until I have published them. If you go into the grade section, okay, so it's going to show you, what has been graded, what you've submitted. And then this just gives you a total. You're never going to see a total for future assignments because those are assignments that I actually need to revise and publish. So you're never going to see a score down there. You are only going to see a total next to assignments. If you guys have any questions at all about Canvas or the course, please ask because I am here to help you. Have a great start to the semester, and I look forward to working with all of you.